Hi, welcome to Traveling with Austin. My name is Austin, and today we're going to be looking at the Moonville Tunnel. This is a tunnel in Zaleski, Ohio. It used to be an old train tunnel, and for years it has sat abandoned in the woods. In recent years, they have made it more accessible by making the Moonville Rail Trail, which is the sign you're currently looking at, adding a bridge in, and basically just adding it to the map. So the easiest way to find this place is to go on Google Maps, and now since of all the stuff that they've done, you will actually be able to find it. It will lead you straight to it. You can either park where I am parked, or down the road there is a bridge and there's some parking near there. So when you get here, it's pretty easy to find because there's a giant trail here now. A few years back, this used to just be kind of overgrown, and when you look for it on the map, it would show it, but there was no direct trail that it would show. So as we're walking down, there's two paths. There is the one down to the bottom right, which leads to water. Until probably a year and a half ago, that was the only way to get in through this side, except for a path that's over there, but I think it also crosses the water. But then about a year and a half ago, they built this bridge to make it easier to access. I normally prefer the water route, but it's 30 degrees outside, so I'm definitely not going to do that today. Let's see. So yeah, this is the Neil Shaw Memorial Bridge, dedicated October 2nd, 2016, so it's definitely new. I believe it is made out of actual parts of the old bridgeways that they had. There's actually a section of this trail where you can still find the old bridge parts just sitting there, ready to be used. If you look down at the water, this is where I used to cross. It's hard to see, but there's some rocks about right in there that usually aren't above water that I would cross over. But it's definitely flowing a lot more than normal today. It's a lot greener than normal. So as you can tell by all the footsteps, this has kind of become a very popular place. It was always semi-popular, but it was harder to find before they added in the bridge and stuff. And now sometimes they hold festivals here. I tried to go to one in late 2016. It was like a Halloween festival, but they wouldn't let us in because I guess it got out of hand pretty quick and they were already shutting it down by the time we got here. So as you can see, right ahead we have the Moonville Tunnel. And if you actually look along the path as you're walking, you'll see these old power lines that used to be in the area. So we got some up here. I don't know if it's possible to be seen, but there are definitely some on top of the hill. Now, if you park over on the other side of the bridge, there's another path that comes straight up here to get to the tunnel. I've only done it once. From what I remember, it's pretty easy, but it was very slippery, and I'm pretty sure you had to cross water during it, but I'm not 100% sure. So walking up to the tunnel itself, it's massive. I mean, it could easily fit a train, which is what it was meant to do. Now, if you look up to the side here, you may be able to make out a bit of a path because you can actually climb to the top of the tunnel. I don't think it's technically allowed, but I've done it probably 4 of the 6 times I've been here. I won't do it today because it's icy and I don't want to fall down. But it offers a pretty nice view. And basically you can see everything that's out there. And there's also a small path up there, but as far as I could tell, it leads nowhere. So now we're in the actual tunnel itself. As you can probably hear, there's a bit of an echo in the tunnel, and there's graffiti everywhere. Lots of people come in here, and they'll drink, they'll party, they'll have little bonfires. But most of the tunnel is just untouched, just a normal tunnel. It is completely accessible on both sides. So we're actually going to walk down to this end. I believe there's a plaque. Yep, and there's a plaque right here. So this is actually a repair plaque. They repaired this in 1903 and 1904. So about 114 years ago since this was last officially repaired. Actually standing pretty well still. Now this place actually does have a lot of rumors of being haunted. There's a few stories of a girl walking on the tracks in a white dress and she got hit by a train, or a brake liner whose lantern wouldn't work and he was trying to stop the train and he got hit by the train. I have never experienced anything anytime I've been here, but I've also never been brave enough to come here at night because this is a pretty creepy place and there's no phone service at all here. So if we look at on this side, it'd be much harder to get up to the top on this side, and it actually goes well above on this side, so I wouldn't recommend it. I would definitely try the other side. The words Moonville are still up at the top, as you can see. I think they look better on this side than the other side. Now, if you actually follow down this path, even though I'm pretty sure the trail technically ends here, or maybe even begins here, you can actually keep on going. My first few times of being here, I did not know about the road access, so I actually walked the whole trail, which, walking all the way from the iron furnace, which I will show you guys in a later video, to here, and then actually walking the road back, was about, I think, 13 miles in all, so about a half marathon, so I definitely wouldn't recommend it. So I'm actually going to cut right now until I get to the next part of the area, but basically to get to it, you just keep walking down the path. Okay, I am back, and I'm approaching the area I wanted to talk about next. So, as you walk around the trail, or what remains of the railroad track trail, along the way you'll start to find gravel. You'll find rock, I believe it's called coke, and I can't remember exactly what it was for, but it was common on railroad tracks. I believe it is still common on railroad tracks. But if you keep walking, eventually you'll get to an area like this. So this is where a bridge used to be. It's actually kind of insane that they had bridges all the way out here when you look at how old and abandoned it is now. Yeah, the bridge would start here, go across the water to the other side. They have obviously not rebuilt this bridge and I'm not sure if they have any plans to at all. I don't really see why they would. But if you keep going past here, you have to cross it by the water. Again, the water is unnaturally high, probably because of all the snow we've been getting. Normally where these logs are is actually above water, and it's still usually a little bit deep here, but it's a bit easier to get across than the one over by the bridge. As you can see, there's a trail up there. If you keep going down it, you'll merge into the main trail, which I don't know what the name of it is. It's a good backpacking trail. I've backpacked on it a few times. And if you keep going down past that, you can get to another set of bridges like this, and it just keeps going. I think the first time we came here, when we couldn't find the river, when we couldn't find the tunnel at all, we went that way because we were confused. And I think we went for about 1.5 miles before we gave up and turned back. So it definitely goes on for a while. So just get a better look. Someone left a towel here. So I'm now back on the other side of the tunnel, and as I walk back to my car, I just want to give you guys some more information. So in this area, the reason it's called the Moonville Tunnel is because there was a town named Moonville. All that exists of it now are just foundations of old houses, apparently. I don't know exactly where they are. They're not as well mentioned as the tunnel. There aren't any on this side, but sometimes when you're walking, similar to how like the path to get here comes off the side, you'll see small paths that just seem to go down, and like they go out from the main trail. I'm not sure where they go. They're not official trails. I've also been told that there are some mines in the area. Again, I haven't been able to find a map of where they would be. Now, another thing that's in the area, and will actually be my next video, is the Pioneer Cemetery. It's actually the cemetery that the people used when they lived here. It's very close to the tunnel, and it will be coming out in a few days. So if you liked this video, if you want to see more, definitely like and subscribe. Now, as I finish walking back to my car, I'm going to give you guys some tips about getting here. So first of all, I would highly recommend not coming in the winter. The road is mostly gravel and dirt. And without thinking, I forgot that there would be a lot of ice out here. I drive a really small convertible. I don't have any four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, any of that traction. I made it here just fine, and I'll probably make it back just fine. But it is something to look out for. Definitely be better temperature-wise to come in the summer. Also, I wouldn't come after a big storm or something. The creek can obviously get very flooded, and although there is the bridge to go over, the place will be muddy. It'll be harder to climb up, harder to get down. Now also the road you turn off the main road at Lake Hope State Park and you come onto a road called Wagon Wheel. And it turns, but you keep going straight. As you go down that road, it will become more narrow. There will be a bunch of hills, blind corners. Definitely pay careful attention when you're on that road. I've been lucky enough to never have anyone come on the road at the same time as me, but it's definitely something to watch out for. And like I said, you can just find this place by using Google Maps. I'll post a link in the description to the Google Maps coordinates. I'm also sorry I couldn't go to the top of the tunnel today. I'll definitely come back at some point. But until then, I will link a photo to my on my Instagram account. that I took on the top of the tunnel a few years back. It's not the best because I didn't have the best camera back then, but it definitely gives you an idea of what you could see back then. And like I said, if you like this video, if you want to see more, like and subscribe. The Pioneer Cemetery video should be coming up in just a few days. And thank you for watching.